Today we're sitting down with Shannon Monihan, the host and creator of Stop, Listen, and Shoot. Hi, Shannon. Welcome.
Thank you.
Let's get started for our audience. Tell me a bit about your podcast, Stop, Listen, Shoot.
Stop, Listen, Shoot is a new way to communicate maybe complicated information, demystify, and first the arena of tactical training. I've been a part of tactical training for the last 6 years, a real man's world. And I'm interested in kind of attacking subject matter like today's threat landscape. Stop refers to stop the madness. Now, I'm not just talking about tactical, but I come from a deep background in business, medical aesthetics particularly. So it's also stop anti-aging. I might be touching on that too. But overall, the arcing theme is fear, oddly enough. I think we're living in a landscape. Today's landscape is bringing a lot of fear upon the world. And I want to touch on some of those issues. Stop to me represents stop the madness. So whatever that madness or chaos might be in your life, we're gonna take a pause. And I think it's always good when there's chaos going on. I think we're living in a city, Portland specifically, has a lot of chaos. And we want to just stop, take pause, and regroup, reset, educate ourselves a little bit. Listen, stop, listen, shoot. Listen refers to sometimes when you take that pause and you stop, you might need more information. And I think right now there's a lot of things that need to be demystified and made palpable to the public, men and women. I know my logo and my name is a little aggressive, might refer to hunting or shooting or somewhat. And yes, I'm going to be addressing firearms for sure. But I think when you stop and then you listen, which means educate yourselves on things that maybe are confusing to you, it gives you the time to reset and educate and empower. So educating and empowering people is what this show is about. That might mean bringing in experts. I only claim to be your humble host, but concierging people into complicated conversations is what I aim to do. And what I mean by that is attacking subject matter that others might not be comfortable talking to. I've had 25 years of experience in business. I've had a number of years recently in specifically firearms training, elite firearms training. So making some of those interesting worlds available to the public. And then stop, listen, shoot. So what I mean by shoot, I know that's a little aggressive. People probably think I want everyone to run out and get a firearm, but that's not it actually. By shoot, it means take action. Put your foot on the gas pedal. People talk, and they don't take action. It's so much easier to be sit behind a laptop and make comments and be, this, that, and the other, but they don't actually take action. So you're mute without action. And I feel that people don't take action because they maybe don't have the tools in their tool belt to do something. And I don't know what that is. I mean, that may mean take action on, learning how to shoot, taking action on choosing a lethal or non-lethal weapon for defense if they feel like they're in a chaotic or threatening environment. It may mean how do I take action to how do I take action to anti-age? I'm just throwing that out there.
Or business.
I've been an entrepreneur for I've been in business for over 25 years, the last 15 years specifically as an entrepreneur, which means jumping off cliffs. I'm the kind of girl, even as a single mother, I come from a fear-based foundation, meaning I've been fearful of not having money as a single mother. So I've always had to be very aggressive in business to take care of my children. And I was driven by not only passion first by the industries I stepped into in the field of medical aesthetics and then tactical, but driven by I had to make money. So the reality of taking action to make money or taking action to feel youthful and healthy so I can pull off, working all day in the boardroom with, businessmen or in tactical training on the range, but also come home and make dinner and be there in a soft and motherly way for my children. So taking action, how do we do that? It means a lot of things to a lot of different people. I'm going to take action specifically on educating and empowering my followers and listeners, and taking action, giving you the tools to take action. I think.
Well, you do have a large group of followers with a brand, Red Frog,
yes,
that you've worked with, and that has to do with the tactical training, and so there is already a fairly large audience that does follow you.
Yes.
So how is this spinning? And looks like you're addressing a lot more than obviously technical with this. So is this an extension of where you want to go?
It is. I spent years in, like I said, the beauty industry that's a little more female centric, and then the last, very hyper focused 6 years on the male centric industry of tactical training in a very kind of hardcore way. And what I found from that experience is that I was in the trenches of some fascinating information. I myself was trained and had exposure to a lot of information that I think would, if made palpable, would educate and empower other people. And so it's a very hard...
Is this unisex?
It is unisex. So the show, the way I'm going to make things palpable, not just to the hardcore dudes that are already into, firearms and tactical training, but I also want to make information palpable to the soft targets. Because at the end of the day, what I learned from my experience with Red Frog, and that's a company I own here locally. We have a strong following, you're correct, with the firearms people of Oregon. What I learned from that is all those people that show up for that aren't really soft targets. They're actually hard targets. They're the hard dudes that already have $20,000 of guns, or they're hard military dudes, special forces. And I've been in that environment as not a hard person. I would consider myself more soft and feminine, actually, even being in that industry. And so I feel there's opportunity for me to share and empower and educate and empower people who would actually be the soft target in a threat situation.
Let me ask you about your interactivity with the listening audience as you go forward with your podcast. Will there be a chance for them to interact with you, being that this is not currently live? How will they reach you?
They can reach me via email, text, calls, all of that. And I think it is about engagement. And I'm the most approachable person I know, and that's how Red Frog really took off, was getting personally engaged in the trenches. I'd be on the line, the firing line, with an AR and a firearm, but also filming and engaging. The second I stepped off to reload magazines or whatever. So I think making this brand, Stop, Listen, Shoot, Shannon Monihan Stop, Listen, Shoot podcast approachable is half of the fun and the celebration. It's really a celebration of content that's actually sensitive content. Again, I'm going to touch subjects that not everyone touches, but make it approachable and concierge people's questions, answer their questions. So I make sure that we're bringing in guests and bringing in topics that people can engage in.
And the person that it may not be focused as a star guest for you, if it's the person listening in at home, in their car, what have you, as they're working out, they will be able to have access to you. So you can, because I'm going to go out on a limb here and have a feeling that you're going to get a lot of inquiries about a lot of questions and subjects and wanting to know if you'll touch on things.
Yes.
So anyway, well, today we've been sitting down with Shannon Monihan, the host and creator of Stop, Listen, Shoot on Portland's Podcast Preview. You'll be able to watch and listen to Shannon Monihan, Stop, Listen, Shoot here weekly at talkcastPDX. Thank you, Shannon, for being here.
Thank you.